This is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. I'm going to talk about jackfruit leaves and their bioactive compounds found in the jackfruit, all parts of it, but mostly about the leaves today. Because the leaves contain pepsin, which is a molecule that is an enzyme that is responsible for digesting meat or protein in your stomach. So I have a koi muk fruit here. I'm so lucky to eat this. This is one of those fruits. This is like half of it. I picked it yesterday. It's such a rare experience for me. Got little seeds in it. And it's like one fruit satisfies you. Isn't that bizarre? One little tiny, like, basically 2-inch fruit. It's so good. It's really good. It's an Artocarpus, like jackfruit. I got 2 seeds from that half. What are you guys doing? The bird people. So pepsin, the bioactive compound, is an enzyme found in jackfruit leaves, along with like 6 amino acids. And I don't know, we owe a lot of thanks to India in developing these fruit trees, mango and jackfruit. And of course the sacred, what we call miniature zebu here in the US. The humped cow, Indicus. They all work together great. And these mangoes have like so many curative, mango tree, the leaf has so many curative qualities, that known curative qualities, that people have been using them for their health for a long time. For some reason here in the US, we are just catching on to all the phytochemicals that we're lacking in our agricultural food systems here. So I think the future of this farm is going to be as a phytochemical source, naturally grown plant material from these rare tropical fruit trees that are biodynamic certified. I didn't realize how radical this system, my system, looks to people until I went to a organic farm yesterday and just saw how completely different it is to this market gardening Market gardening is like an install, whereas this is a system. I guess that's the difference. Organic, they let you use plastic. I don't know if Biodynamic does. I wouldn't think they would. I wouldn't even think to look, because it would horrify me if they did allow that. Just because, you know, there is forever chemicals in the rain. So that's plastics. The forever chemicals are the plastics, the microplastics that break down into molecules that float through the air in the rain. So here's a jackfruit. I've been waiting for this jackfruit to ripen. This is all dry farmed, naturally grown. We don't walk on the system. I have little paths that I take the same paths over and over again until it's time to like pick the fruit. And then I make exception, or if I'm planting. This is a grafted tree from Excalibur, and last year produced 5 fruit, but this year we had a really horrendous drought. As you know, that pond there, that swamp was dried up. It's now full of life again, thank God. It scared me. It was the driest it's been here. I'm gonna go look at some other jackfruit trees. Try to talk about phytochemicals in leaves of rare tropical fruit trees for bioactive compounds that are found to be beneficial, human beneficial. That you can drink through tea. They start making all kinds of lotions and other stuff out of it, but really the purest and best way to get the phytonutrients is with water or air. I imagine a dehydrator of fruit tree leaves would work. I'm gonna practice sending some fresh leaves in the mail tomorrow to people that got hit by Ian. Ugh, poor things. So I'm sending him some seeds and some Koimak. I had to look at the Koimak tree. I see big fruit on there still. This looks like that one could be ripe. You know, because they get soft, but they change color, and then they're soft to the touch. Before that, they're hard. They're like rock hard, and then when you can pick them, they just are soft. It's like, oh, what a soft little fruit. Delicious fruit. So I've been adding up how many plants that I consume a day because I'm vegan, and so I like to you know, try to make a tea from 30 different types of leaves, but I haven't drank the tea in a few days. 3 days, I think. So I'm waiting to harvest leaves until tomorrow so that I can send them fresh to the Gulf Coast. This one looks like it could be ripe. There's some big ones on there. That's a big fruit. Must be a fruit day, right? Biodynamic people. Yeah. This one could be picked. Yeah. It's kind of small, but I'll take it. Just gotta let it ripen on the counter for a day. It's my favorite fruit, hands down. My mouth's watering with it in my hand. It's amazing. It's definitely a bioactive fruit. It gives me chills when I I consume it, which is kind of bizarre, but we're biodynamic. We do everything the same way, so we use and make biodynamic compost, and we grow miniature zebu cows holistically. Gonna get the other half of that fruit, that kwaimak fruit. This orchid's still blooming. It's been a little chilly-willy at night. Colder than I like it. Oh, a rat may have gotten in here and so good. So the best way to get phytonutrients, I think, is just as basic as possible through the tea. So I guess like the matcha tea. Lawrence, my friend from Costa Rica, biodynamic guy, mentioned that, or sent me a picture of him making it, so. Consuming it fresh. So I'm gonna send fresh leaves to the, no seeds in that half. Oh, such a yummy fruit. It just does something to your tongue. It's bizarre. The sweet tart is like perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect fruit. I love it. It's my favorite fruit, hands down. My partner always wants it too, so when they're around, they get it. So I have some other jackfruits. Let's go look at them. So this biodynamic, I have overextended myself with tours, and I had a biodynamic guy from Hawaii here. He's into biodynamics, wants to fix Florida's problems, the pollution problems. They made that very clear, and I think that's really important. And so somebody came by, and I missed the appointment. I was in Melbourne during the appointment, when the scheduled appointment. I've never done that, and I wasn't drinking tea, but it was just weird. And then so I texted and said, can we reschedule? So they rescheduled for 4 o'clock and came, and they were really amazing. And it was an amazing biodynamic experience again. So I'm excited to get people to understand what biodynamics is, because it's completely opposite to what kind of what is going on in agriculture today. And it is a trusted, Demeter is a trusted name, brand, and that's what it is all around the world. And it's the first original organic, what you would call an organic certifier. But they were brought about to help people's health. And they saw to do that, you couldn't do it without looking at what's going on around you. Did I forget to look at that jackfruit tree? I certainly did. Rambling here. Look at all the birds. bird people. So I just planted this little jackfruit. It's one from our that fruit tree that I just showed you with the fruit on it from last year's fruit. And I stuck it right here. That's pretty healthy looking. I don't know. I love the jackfruit. The jackfruit, that's a crunchy yellow type. Mostly have abus and different star apples to the left, but I'm not doing the Kamito and the star apple and the juicy pearl and the abu today. Have to look up and see what constitutes their bioactive assay, I guess is what it's called. The bioactive compounds in their tissues. It's the cha-cha. This is like some weird tropical nettle type thing, mint of some sort. I don't know. I think it's native. Pretty sure it is. Cha-cha. The cha-cha trees, you know, they're full of very important anti-cancer bioactive compounds, goodopherones. The African peach, it's looking good. It kept falling over, and then the raccoons were like, they have a trail, so the trail was over my tree, so it was all laying down on the ground, so I had to put some crap there and move it so that they move their trail over. So I believe the future of Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, because of its the holistic approach we go about growing, not watering anything, and minimal outside inputs. Basically hay and pine shavings, grass hay, and the undisturbed way we do it. The leaves are going to be so valuable, because I believe when I looked up the jackfruit medicinal benefits of the jackfruit leaf, one of the references was and these are new studies, was that they're under marketed, basically unlimited potential going on right now. So it's something that's not really exploited yet. So with the leaves, and they want them, you know, it's like a progression from what they do out of the marijuana leaves. It's just, everyone knows the medicinal benefits of the tropical fruit tree leaves, and we're just learning here. The mango has something that aids in gut bacteria, the mango leaf, and the jackfruit has the enzyme that digests protein and amino acids in the leaf. Pepsin. So I have a couple jackfruits down here. There's one here. We have about 30 jackfruit now, I think. All vary in sizes, but here's a pretty big one. That's a orange crush. It has not fruited yet. Didn't seem to mind the drought. This one gets hit by the freeze every time it's below like 38. It's just, I don't know what it is. The leaves are different on it. It's a seed-grown tree, and I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't like very cold. This is another orange crush. It never seems to mind. It's a highly compacted spot in the lawn originally where it's planted. That's why it's probably so small. But maybe it doesn't get that big, but this was a compacted spot. It's getting better. It's one of those mangoes that froze. Still has the leaves on it. There's one that froze. Still has the leaves on it. It's amazing. So I thought about all this stuff, all this covering stuff that's growing and all this stuff. It's how many bioactive molecules are in your system? And your system, is it short and undeveloped and compacted, or is it three-dimensional and full of bioactive compounds and connected to your food that you're growing? That's what people don't see, I think. People are moving to Florida, so this person from the Biodynamic place said his grandmother lives in Vero Beach on the island. Or not his grandmother, his mother. Why did I say grandmother? His mother. And he's like, I might move to Florida. Right before he left, I'm like, oh my God, everyone, even people from Hawaii are moving to Florida. It's a jackfruit. This is a fruiting tree. I'm not sure which one. It's from Excalibur. It has good fruit, round fruit. It's a tiny little tree. Produced 2 fruit last year, but did not fruit this year. I think that was because of the freeze. Freeze didn't seem to affect it, but the freeze and then followed by the drought, it needed a year to collect itself. And it was a tiny little tree last year that produced 2 fruit. So I can't expect too much from it. But the leaves, oh, this is a seed-grown jackfruit. I always forget what I have, walk right by it and then go, why didn't I show that? Why didn't I show that? Did I have another jackfruit? I think I do have another jackfruit. Little seedling. I can remember where it is. I have some on the other side, but to be honest with you, they don't look that good. I mean, they're okay. They're going to make it, but they're not really camera worthy. I think I've shown the bigger one. It got hit by, half of it got hit by the freeze last year. Please don't let there be freeze this year. So I think that all this stuff is here to, it gets all the molecules that the plants need to actually build and make phytochemicals. And I think that's what's wrong with American farming, that they've completely chopped up and now they're just stuck on soil. And they'll just put the soil under plastic, which puts microplastics into the soil and into the air. So, scary. I don't believe in that at all. But everyone has their own way. Oh yeah, I was looking for that jackfruit tree. Here it is. Is that jackfruit? No. Yeah. No, it's not. That looks like, yeah, that's a jackfruit tree. It's either jackfruit. This is jackfruit. This is quimoc, I think. This is starfruit from seeds from last year. That looks like quinopina, perhaps, or starfruit. Anyway, they're pretty easy. I think that people will catch on to drinking the leaf teas. Eventually. We're really not at the point where I can like start harvesting huge amounts of my trees, but I think maybe next year we could start doing it. But I just have to try and build a get people to try them. So that's why I'm sending the fresh leaves off to the people in the Gulf Coast to sample, and I'm going to freeze dry some this winter. So I think freeze drying and then putting in jars probably be the best way. That you can make matcha out of the leaf if you want, probably pretty easily. I don't know. I just think that the leaf with all their bioactive compounds in them, health beneficial bioactive compounds, combined with the traditional folk medicine, thank you India and Asia and other areas, North America, Indian chokeberry, for warding off cold. So there's lots of indigenous knowledge that can be combined with the benefits and the identification of the bioactive molecules to reason why they're providing health. Anyway, this is from Biodynamic Tropical Fruit Farm. I hope you have a beautiful day.